My name is Richard. There we go. My name is Richard Chung. I'm the team leader at KW Palos Verdes. Wow, I'm so happy that we have a great guest today, and I get to, let her share a lot about herself to you guys because a lot of you guys may not know her. She's fairly new to KW. I'll let her kind of introduce herself a little bit as well. But super excited that you guys have all joined us. I think you guys are going to get a lot of value today, not just to get to know another human being, but also just uh, learning, getting some insights from another agent who's been in this business for a long time and has found a lot of success in it. Because this is the Producers Club. We're a club of producers, and she's definitely one of them. So, everybody, let's welcome Patricia Blakemore from our KWPV office.
Hi, everyone. It's
And people are going to slowly start trickling in, but we're going to just get started. Oh, you're getting some big claps here. What I mean, Patricia, tell us start off by telling us really just who you are and let's start with this. Before real estate, prior to real estate, what was life like for you? Right before that.
right. I started in real estate in the late 80s. So that puts me in at over 30 years of real estate experience.
You're fooling all of us.
I grew up on a farm and was really sheltered. And when I started in real estate, I actually started as a receptionist at a commercial real estate firm in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I got a lot of insight, but it was really just receptionist type work. When my husband got a position as a federal agent, we had to move to the east side of Michigan, and I just happened to get another receptionist job at another real estate firm. The real estate firm was a one-stop shop. It was just the gentleman, the broker, and myself, and we did it all. He developed. He had a multifamily landlord. He did sales. He did all of that, and so the two of us kind of worked in tandem together, and that was really my start in real estate.
Okay. So well then as you started in real estate, was there something at some point, something happened where you decided, you know what? This is going to become my career. I'm going to go beyond receptionist. I mean, I'm sure the money looked a little bit better also, but what else was it that you're like, okay, this is going to be my business, this is going to be my career?
You know, it was really my broker, Sheldon Fuller. May he rest in peace. He really took me under his wing as I really felt like he was family. He was really kind to me, and I, I had it easier than a lot of other new agents. As a developer, he needed someone to sell those lots. So he literally would do everything and he would say, okay, I need for you to sell this lot. Go show this to this couple. And it was a gift that I don't see a lot of agents get nowadays. It really projected my career. And one day he just came to me and he said, you're wasting your time as a receptionist. He says, you are a salesman. He goes, you need to be in sales. This is what you need to do, and I'm going to train you to get there. And so he started a very unconventional path in order to teach me real estate. So that's how it started.
Tell us a little bit about that. What do you mean unconventional path? I mean, besides being the receptionist, I've heard some stories of similar to that, but tell me more about the unconventional path.
Well, I believe if Sheldon was still here to talk to you, he would tell you that I needed some changing. I needed some tweaking. I walked into the office one time. Okay, first of all, I need to preface it was the 90s. Um,
Okay.
I walked into the office with this really great perm. My hair was all curly and it was dried out and whatever. And I walked in and I get there and he just looks at me and he says, "What is this?" what is this? And I said, wait, what, you don't like it? And he goes, that is the ugliest hairstyle I've ever seen. He goes, it doesn't even look professional. He says, you know what I'm going to do? He says, I'm calling Harriet. Harriet was his wife. And he says, I'm going to have her come and school you. Well, as it turns out, his wife, Harriet Fuller, was the owner of a modeling agency. Not that she was going to teach me how to be a model, but she was going to polish me. And I was very, very young. I was, 22 at the time, very young, unpolished. He took me and Harriet took me and they took me shopping to show me how to look the part, how to dress the part. He also said, see these glasses that I'm wearing right now? Now I need them. But back in the day, I didn't. And he said, you're young. He says, no one's going to take you seriously in as an expert in the field. He says, you have to look the part. You need to be smarter than everyone else. He goes, you learn everything that you could possibly learn. And he goes, and that's the way you're going to be successful in the real estate industry. So I still use those today with know everything, know everyone, and look the part.
Know everything and look the part. First of all, I mean, I don't know, very brave man to say that. You will never hear that from me. Just so you know,
It's
I
okay
won't.
if you did.
I won't do that. That's for sure. But as you're starting out, Patricia, we know that, I mean, just like any other business, I mean, for some people it comes easy, some people it doesn't, but there are always some challenges. What are challenges for you, or when you first started out, let's say the first 12 months? Tell me more about the challenges beyond just, finding the business. Well, what else was challenging for you in the beginning?
I think what was challenging, I only worked with Sheldon for a few years. He was at the end of his real estate career and he was retiring. Um, I I think that while grateful that he taught me a lot of those, what I called street real estate things, the things that I didn't know when I went to the next broker was salesman 101,
Okay.
right? Right. I knew how to dress the part. I knew how to look the part. I knew all of those things. I knew how to speak to people. But what I didn't know is how to really sell, how to navigate personalities, how to, do those types of things. And as it turned out, that broker that I went to, I didn't know that I was supposed to be looking for that. I didn't have that. It took me a long time to get with the program going, okay, I need to learn how to sell real estate. And so I started taking classes and started learning how to learn how to do this and to do that and to represent different people. It took some years. While I was successful financially, I felt that I was a little fish out of the water for about 10 years, really.
And it served you well because now you are, you've lasted in this business. You're very established in the luxury market. You're doing a lot of luxury. I have a question about you as a luxury agent. Let's say I'm a brand new agent, yeah, and in the area that we serve, or most of the areas that we're in, I mean, would be considered luxury in any part of the country, regardless. But let's just say if I'm a brand new agent and I think to myself, I'm thinking, okay, do I just sell whatever I can find? Like, I don't care. Hey, give me a $300,000 mobile home, no judgment there. Let me just sell it, get the experience. Or should I just jump into the luxury market, sell less houses, make more money? Any advice or guidance for an agent asking themselves that question?
Sure. One of the beautiful things about real estate is that it becomes what you make of it. So each individual agent can make their career what they want.
Yeah.
You can choose to work with people, you can choose not to work with people. I find it that, luxury is, I live in Manhattan Beach. Everything is luxury. The starting point is 2.5 million. So everything is luxury. However, I have sold the $50,000 house, many of them when I first started out. And I think that was smart of me to take everything. Nowadays, I do real estate on a way of gratefulness. I'm grateful for having this amount of years in the business. I'm grateful for the success that I've had. So if something crosses my path that is at any price point, I will honor it. I've been working with somebody now for almost 2 years. This person came to me A couple years ago, she's an independent contractor in her own right, and the tax returns weren't going to allow her to be able to purchase a home. So we all know Dustin Sanders, right? We all know
Yep.
Dustin.
Yep.
Dustin and I have been working with her for just under 2 years to make her ready to purchase a house. She should get to that point about January, and it's going to be about 500,000. And one would in California that would not be considered luxury. And it's very time intensive to work with her to get her to this point. Still worth it. And I'm grateful that she's crossed my path. She's a wonderful person, and I'm grateful to know her and to be able to assist her with her first home.
Can I go a little deeper into that? What makes it worth it?
She's a really lovely person. She's actually a pastor of a small church. I actually enjoy meeting with her. We meet for coffee quite a bit. We've had lunch. We've done a couple of things. I really, when I meet with her, there's a kindness and a generosity that emits from her that is, it's contagious. And I feel good when I meet with her. So, I chose to work with her. Like I choose to work with all of my clients. So I really enjoy meeting with her. And when she finally gets that house that she's been dreaming about,
Yeah.
I'm going to be so happy. And I hope she's as grateful as I am.
Absolutely. Awesome. So what I hear there is you're looking at her not as a transaction, but as a person.
Sure. Sure. We all get a little something out of everybody that we work with. Just a little nugget of goodness out of everyone.
Wow, that's amazing. And I'm happy. I'm happy. I don't even, I've never met this person. I don't know who she is, but I'm already sharing in that excitement with you for that.
Yeah, she's
I can't wait.
amazing. She's an amazing person.
Well, and look, I know that you're involved in other things too outside of real estate. You're the president of the Neptunian Women's Club. You told me about a walking club that you just started. Like, tell me a little bit about that and how that even connects to your real estate business.
Right. I am the president of a philanthropic organization here in Manhattan Beach called the Neptunian Women's Club. We have about 300 members, and I really enjoy doing that philanthropy work with them. I also have a walking group that I started. We walk a couple times a week, and it's about an hour. And the funny part is, my walking group consists of a commercial lender, an attorney, a retired police officer, all the people. It kind of happens that we're all kind of wrapped around in the real estate. So it's
Yeah.
actually become a walking group, a round table of real estate talk. So it's been really, really great. They said to say hello today because today was walking group day. And I had to bow out a little bit in order to be here this morning. So they all said hello this morning. But I do that, and I really enjoy that. We also do a potluck once a month. So we get together. It's about camaraderie, friendship. And I also started just recently a supper club. So through the Neptunian Women's Club, I host a supper club. And once a month, we pick a home here in the Manhattan Beach area, and everybody brings a dish to pass. And we all get together, and there's generally about 30 women that will go to supper club. When it's that small and intimate, you really get to know people, and they
Yeah.
really get to know you. So that's been really helpful in order to bring that large group, that membership base down to something that's a little bit more manageable, right? And so that we can know each other a little bit better.
And making more connections.
Mhm.
And Patricia, you came to our Jason Abrams event, and one of Jason's, I don't think he said it this time around, but one of the things that he always says that I love, that I always steal from him is be more human more often to more people. That's the business that we're in. Tell me a little bit about the Jason Abrams event, and some of you guys were there as well about 2, 3 weeks ago. That was your first KW event. And for those of you guys, that came into the call a little late, Patricia came to KW just about 3 months to 3.5 months ago, and that was like your first event for it. Tell me about it. Tell me what did you learn and Did you see a difference with Keller Williams? Because that was, I thought that was a great reflection of who we are as a company.
Sure. I when I moved here to California in 2018, I started at a boutique real estate firm in Manhattan Beach, and it was great, really wonderful. But it was lacking in the what I need personally, which is more of a supportive family brokerage. When the past broker decided to dissolve the business that he was working in and start something new, it really gave me an opportunity to reflect on what is it do I need as an agent. And Keller Williams really stood out. I had some friends that were Keller Williams agents, and they loved it. And they've been Keller Williams agents for 20, 30 years, et cetera. And I said, I thought I'm going to go check it out. I met you, Richard, and I knew within the first 10 minutes that I was going to be a Keller Williams agent. Going to the Jason Abrams event, you always get, again, another nugget. It's a little something that's going to help your business on a day-to-day basis. And some of the things that Jason talked about, about do this in the morning, get coffee in the morning, do lunch with somebody in the afternoon. When you're sitting in the class and you're going, I don't know how I'm going to get all this done every day, Monday through Friday, going coffee in the morning, lunch in the afternoon, make your phone calls in the morning, catch a class, and you start to you get a little nervous. Then you sit back and you realize every day you have options of doing something that will benefit your business. And if you can pick something every day to benefit your business, you're just growing. Right. And
Yeah.
so out of Jason Abrams, I picked a lot of really, really good nuggets. And I realized that I need to eliminate some of those things that I was doing every day that were not benefiting me personally, with my relationships, with my career. They were time wasters. So you learn to eliminate that. You learn. So I eliminated those and start working on the things that are more important for my real estate business.
I love that. That's what I hear from you saying. Focus. Yeah,
Yes.
getting focused.
Correct.
I want to share a video here. Of so just I mean we talked about Patricia being a luxury agent. Uh, from Manhattan Beach, and I couldn't think of anything more appropriate than to show this video here of the Strand, of which you're closing, I believe, in just a couple days.
Yep. We close on Tuesday.
And I mean, can you share with us price point now at this point, now that we're almost at closing?
Yes. So we listed it for 9.275. It's a Strand property in Hermosa Beach. Beautiful property. I've had it on and off the market for a little while. We finally got this buyer, this family, and they are just the sweetest people. And we close on Tuesday. We're really excited about it. And watch the video and
All
see for
right,
yourself.
let's take a look at what a $9 million property in Hermosa Beach looks like. All right. Well, I mean, I just want to put it out there. I am not the buyer. I was not the buyer, so don't invite yourself over. Don't come over. It's not me. Okay, just so you guys know. Just want to clarify that. Uh, I mean, beautiful home. It's
Yeah.
not, every day that people get to see, or like a home like that being sold. I'd love to hear a little bit about the experience of selling it, because like I said, not every agent is selling $9 million homes. Would you say it was very different than a $900,000 home, as far as the transaction goes, or similar?
Well, first of all, strand properties are more difficult to sell. Um, Everyone thinks that everybody wants to be on the strand. They don't. The reason they don't is you limit yourself because there's no property that comes with you get less of a lot. So you generally speaking, we say 5 to 10% of the buyer pool is going to buy a strand property. So the market time usually is a little bit longer. So it did take me a little bit longer to sell this when I had to listed it before, taken it off the market, let the ticker reset and put it back on the market. And as it turns out, I got an offer this time within 24 hours. And then during that time of that first purchase agreement, we received a backup offer. So it was quite quick this time. It was everybody was ready, willing, and able to purchase this house. So it's been a great process. As it turns out, this process has been pretty easy. We were supposed to close yesterday, but we pushed it to Tuesday. The buyer decided at the last minute to get a loan, and the seller has been very gracious with allowing him to do so, even though the purchase agreement was cash. And so it took only a couple extra days. So I used Promenade Escrow, which I recommend highly. Alicia was wonderful with giving me some tips on how to assist my seller properly. And my seller was able to receive 300,000 in a deposit released in order to have the extension. Thank you, Alicia. And so I have a happy seller. I have a happy buyer, and I'm happy. So Tuesday will be the big day. Party at Keller Williams on Tuesday night, guy, everyone.
Yes. Love that. Love hearing about that. So, Patricia, I know that we have a few agents on this call that are listening. They're fairly new, been in the business, probably less than 6 months. What kind of advice would you give to a brand new agent? I love hearing this from any agent that's been in the business for a while, to be successful. I mean, and just to also stick through it, to power through those first months that, or maybe even first couple of years that can be tough for any agent. What piece of advice would you give them?
Be yourself. Be yourself. Don't, we all want to emulate that successful agent that we see. And that doesn't work. It really doesn't. People can smell a fake. Be yourself, and people will gravitate to somebody that is knowledgeable, that is like them. And that's just naturally what happens.
As funny as this is, I mean, I love that you gave that piece of advice, because that's something that I've always tried to stick through. And the funny thing is, I've really had that in my mind since watching Aladdin when I was in elementary school. I just want to put that out there. Be yourself.
Yeah, the
Just like the
song.
genie says. Just
Yes.
like the genie says, be yourself. So if you were starting out, though, I mean, starting out in 2025, now coming into 2026, it's a different market. There's AI, there's technology, there's uh, you know, I mean, everything is different now. There's a lot more real estate agents out there as well, especially during the pandemic. So many people got a real estate license. What would you do differently starting out if you got licensed in 2025 and you wanted to have the same type of results that you're having now, several years from now?
So I think it's find a way to set yourself apart. We're all going to be knowledgeable. We all have access to the same classes. We all have the access to, great brokers. The brokers out here in California are fantastic. Find a way to set yourself apart. For me personally, I took on the National Association of Realtors settlement agreement, and embraced it in a way to set myself apart. And the reason I've done that is because it has opened up avenues for buyers for tax deductions, for additional tax deductions, for ways for them to save money. One of the things that I've been telling new agents is we got to rethink how we were doing commissions. We always have had the seller put it in there. We don't do that anymore. Now buyer commission is negotiable, right? So why is the seller paying commission on our commission?
Yeah.
That's ultimately what ends up happening. So if you have a buyer that is a cash buyer and they're able to pay it, you get that commission out of the deal. So you're going to do the transaction, and then once you come to terms, you pull that commission out of the deal, right? And you have
Yeah.
your buyer pay you directly because you have a contract. We're supposed to have a buyer agency contract. They're supposed to pay you at closing. Well, then what you've done for your seller is they pay less escrow fee, less property tax over the right. Our buyers
Yeah.
have been paying property tax on our commissions for decades, right? We don't have to do that anymore. That's an added bonus for a buyer who says, "What? I can't believe it. I'm not going to pay taxes on your commission. Wait, oh my, why wasn't I doing this all along?" It's a benefit. This is a little nugget that you should take to do your business because nobody else is doing it. And we argue with some of the buyers agents that still want to do it old school. Be
Yeah.
the person that's proactive and embrace the changes in the real estate industry. And this is a huge one to save your buyer extra commissions, extra fees, paying property taxes over the life of their house on our commission doesn't even make sense anymore. So do the changes and be the person that brings a benefit to that customer.
Okay, but in fairness, and I'm going to just ask you this question. When you first heard about all those changes with the buyer commissions, was it like, oh my goodness, like what are we going to do? The world is going to end, or did you just right away like bring it on?
Okay, if I'm going to be real to all of my fellow realtors, I just didn't like the extra paperwork. Do you remember when
Yeah.
it's a lot of extra paperwork?
Yeah.
It's a lot. And we're like, "Ugh." So I didn't like that. And no one really likes change, but when you sit down and you look at what we have within that NAR settlement, there's a lot of wins. And there are a lot of wins for agents to set themselves apart from other agents. And I'm picking up buyers right now by telling them, listen, I can save you money over the long haul. Well, no matter who you are, whether you're buying a $50,000 house or a $500 million house, you want to save money and you want to pay less taxes. So if you can be that realtor that does that, you will get the client.
Love it. Well, I mean, that's not just a different value that that I'm actually absorbing this. I'm really getting this fresh perspective, but I just love the mindset around it. Love the mindset. Like, how can I use this change to get more business?
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just a fresh perspective. Is there one last thing that you want to leave behind? So we have about what 33 people on this call. One last thing that if they say, okay, well, sum it all up. Who is Patricia in all of this? Like, who is Patricia, the person? Who is Patricia, the real estate agent? Who's Patricia, the business owner? Who is she? What would you say to them?
I think for my fellow friends in the business, I think who I am as a person is I'm an ethical and honest person. We have a lot of agents, when you've been in the business a long time, you've seen a lot of unethical things that have happened in the past. And um, we're here, we're supposed to be a family, we're supposed to help each other. And when you learn that the benefits of knowing all agents from every brokerage and become friends with them is a benefit. When you can
Yeah,
call up a Sotheby's agent and say, "Hey, Bob, I'm looking for this," and they go, "Oh yeah, I just heard about something." That's the way we're supposed to be doing real
yeah,
estate. We're supposed to be friends with everyone. That is a valuable resource. It's not just within our own brokerage. It's literally across the board to be able to do that. That's how you do well in the industry, is to set yourself into a place where you are not only calling these other agents, but when they call you, you give them what they're looking for. Help them
yeah.
be successful. and they will in turn help you be successful. And that's what I can do for other agents. You call me, I will help you. If you want to learn how to make your commission tax deductible for your buyer, call me. I'll help you be able to write that contract so that that buyer can do a tax deduction on our commission. So there are things there that we can help each other with. And
Yeah.
that's what I can offer everyone.
I love that. Well, and I'll just do a shameless plug because earlier on, Patricia said she wanted to she realized she had to be better in her sales skills. Of course, we know Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. I lead the our scripts and role play meeting on Zoom at 8:30 a.m. And so join for that because if you want to be that agent that Patricia is now, that's a big part of how she got there.
That's right.
Good.
That's right.
Love that, Patricia. Thank you so, so much for being on here. I was excited to get to know you for over the last half an hour. We'll get to know each other more in the future. And anybody that wants to reach out to you, follow her on her social medias. You know, she's on socials. So, you know, yeah, definitely find her there. Thank you so much for all the value, Patricia.
Thank you. It has been an honor. Thank you so much. And I look forward to meeting everyone.
You will. You will. Holiday parties next. We'll see everybody in December.
All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you.
Have a great
Thanks.
Bye.
Friday.
Thank you, Patricia. Thanks, Richard.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Patricia. Thanks, Richard.
My pleasure.
Thank you. See, everybody was listening. No one was sleeping.
Thank you. It was amazing as usual. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thanks, guys, for joining. All right.
Bye
Have a
bye.
great one. Bye, Patricia.